Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is the August 29th meeting of the Yakima School District Board of Directors. We are currently live streaming and recording. The recording will be up on our YouTube channel probably after Labor Day next week. And for those who are interested in live streaming future board meetings, you can reach that. You can get to that that website on the district's webpage under Board of Directors. We're going to get right into this because we have limited time today and a not insignificant agenda. So I'm going to call the meeting to order. Barb, would you call the roll, please?
Ryan Beckett,
Here.
Norm Walker,
Here.
President Rice,
Here.
and Vice President Villanueva and Director Raymond Navarro Jr. are absent today.
I know that Graciela has a work commitment, so that takes precedent, and I'm assuming maybe Raymond has a work commitment as well. I'm not sure. So we're just going to move on. I am so pleased that school has started again. We have a student with us today who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. His name is Joshua. Oh, it's not. But is it written down in here? No, it's not. Is it? I don't see. Where is it? It's Joshua. I think you'll have to.
I've been used to using my linebacking voice, so this is a nice enhancement. Board of Directors, President Rice, Superintendent Green. My name's Eric Denny, Principal of Eisenhower, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce Joshua Giola, Senior Ike, and also our ASB President. So Josh, come on up.
Thank you, Joshua. Even though you pronounced it for me a couple of times.
I know you're good.
Old tired brain.
It took me a while too.
Whenever you're ready.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, I know that Director Walker has spoke with you before the meeting. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what your plans are as a senior?
Oh, yeah. Well, I have plans, personal plans, school plans, and the school plans I'll start with because that's what we heard about. It's the school district. We want to emphasize motivation. Personally, I want my class to have like as much people graduated as possible. And
So do we.
yeah, exactly. And if I have to go to a personal level, help people out, I'm ready for that.
Oh, bless your
I
heart.
have enough credits. I can help other people out.
You can't
so-
donate those. You
no,
know that, right?
Sadly, I can't. I wish that was possible. But yeah, I think motivation needs to be a big thing. Since COVID, I knew it took me a while getting back into everything. Some people take longer. So we're trying to hammer that down however we can throughout the year. Hopefully before it's too late, so that people can graduate. They know what they want to do outside of school once they're done, not just that they graduate and they just have a sleeping diploma. But yeah, and personally, I want to study international relations because I want to go into international humanitarian law and hopefully go to school somewhere in the East Coast where more of those things are like out there. That's pretty much it.
Good for you. Director Beckett, do you have any questions for Joshua?
Just thank you and best of luck to you. We're excited to watch you go out there and do great things.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Director Walker?
Just wish you well and looking forward to shaking your hand in June.
Thank you. Me too. Oh,
I can't. Oh, the August character word.
Yeah.
Would you mind reading that for us? Can you see it?
I'm gonna read it in English. Thing valued or desired, which is perfect motivation. We need
Yeah,
that.
I think
Tenacity.
you are going to have a very tenacious year,
Yes. Wish
and
that
you will
for
have to
everyone.
be tenacious in order to reach your goal.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua. Thank you for
Appreciate
being
it.
here this afternoon.
It's nice to meet everyone.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you as well. And we all look forward to seeing you in June.
Me too. Trying to get there.
Okay. Next, we've got the Yakima land acknowledgement. I've asked Director Walker to read that for us today.
The Yakima Land Acknowledgement. Today, the schools of the Yakima School District rest on the ancestral lands of the 14 confederated tribes and bands of the Yakima Nation. The people of Yakima Nation inhabited more than 12 million acres across Adams, Benton, Chelan, Douglas, Franklin, Grant, Kittitas, Klickitat, and Yakima counties. Today, we honor those Native peoples who are tied to the land through history, legends, and culture. We acknowledge their descendants who live in the world today. We thank the caretakers of this land who have lived here and continue to live here since time immemorial. An acknowledgement is a simple, powerful way to show respect and a step toward correcting the stories and practices that erase Indigenous peoples' history and culture. It also honors the truth. As a school district, we will continue to build upon our relations with the Yakima Nation. And a slight footnote regarding the Yakima Nation, one of the area's leading artists, Leo Adams, has a painting selected to hang in the governor's mansion. So that's
Nice.
a great honor for a Washington State artist, and it's a great honor for the Yakima tribe. So I just thought that it's fitting to let that be known here as well.
Thank you, Norm. That is nice. We do have a moment of silence in recognition of one of our district family members who has passed since the last meeting. And I want to share with you a little bit about Judy Dorsett. Judy Dorsett lived from October 18, 1944 to July 30, 2022. She passed away on Saturday, July 30, at the age of 78. She was deeply loved by her family, friends, and students. Judy grew up in Grandview and then settled in Yakima, Washington. She married the love of her life, Nick Dorsett, and they raised their two sons, Chuck and Drew, in the West Valley area. She enjoyed a long teaching career at the Yakima School District for 30 years and was passionate about helping kids learn and succeed. Stone Church was their church family, where they were actively involved for many years. She was a published author of several books, a speaker, trainer at many events, and tutored many students from her home over the years. Her hobbies included gardening, photography, and traveling. And I have a personal connection to Judy. She taught my son at Ridgeview and when he was in second grade. And she was a dedicated educator and a very kind and loving person. So if you could join me for a moment of silence for Judy Dorsett. Thank you very much. Our condolences go to her family and friends. I know she will be missed. Next, we have items of board interest. Do we have any members of the board who wish to share anything with the rest of us?
Nothing to
No.
add today.
Okay. Mr. Superintendent, you have any updates for us?
I do, and I'll be brief. Boy, that's loud today. That's nice. Just to give this announcement to the board, the 2023 Yamate Japanese Exchange is on the horizon. So, Director Beckett, I don't know how familiar you are with the Yamate Exchange.
was in high school with a neighbor. Yeah.
Wonderful. Good. So this is a longstanding relationship that we have that has gone over the last 50 years. We have 80 Japanese students who will arrive on Friday, April 14th of this coming year, 2023, and they depart back to Japan on Friday, April 28th, 2023. And other area high schools can take part. However, this is coordinated by the Yakima School District. We're excited about this opportunity to, again, start with the Yamate Exchange. Unfortunately, during the pandemic, we actually had the exchange students here, and then it shut down in between before our students could go there. So we missed out on our rotation, and now they're coming back again. So they get a little bit of a 2-for-1 deal out of this, but we're looking forward to renewing that relationship. We'll have a further report out on that probably closer to the date and share more information.
And the dates on that again, I'm sorry.
The date is Friday, April 14th is the day that they arrive. So April 14th, and they'll be here through April 28th.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect. Thank you.
The only other items to share are the Founders Day celebration happened this weekend, which was acknowledging the Greater Faith Baptist Church. I was able to attend the recognition ceremony. We had at Foursquare Church and thank them for their partnership with the schools that they tend to, one being Eisenhower, one being Wilson, and the third being, I believe, Robertson. They have a great relationship with those three schools. So we look forward to further faith-based partnerships. We know that each of our schools has a faith-based partner, and we're looking to expand those always. And then the last item that I'd share with you is around our Yakima Nation relationship. So it's always wonderful to hear Director Walker read the land acknowledgement and share other information with us in our relationship with our Indigenous peoples. The consultation that we have with the Yakima Nation will be coming up in October. That is an opportunity for me and for Dr. Darling and Mariah Lowles to stand in front of the Yakima Nation Ed Committee and to share with them the outcomes of our Native students. And it's just a wonderful opportunity to connect with the Yakima Nation formally around the success of their children and of our children. So with that, I'll turn the time back over to you unless you have any questions.
Any questions for Dr. Green?
Great. The last thing I would just add is I forgot to let you know that we have excused both Anthony Marietta and Jake Cooper. They are bargaining with our Teachers Association currently. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we've reached the first opportunity for comments from the public. Barb, has anyone signed in? No, okay. All right, so we will wait until the second opportunity, which comes up at the end of the meeting. Next, we have approvals. Four approvals. The first one being approval of the superintendent to travel to 3 upcoming events in the amount of $6,698.48.
Thank you. In conjunction with YSD Strategic Plan Alignment, developing strong foundation, equitable opportunity to achieve core mastery, there are some events that I'm requesting to be able to attend. So formal ask of the board. The background information is that we have 3 events. One, upon my hire, I expressed a willingness to pursue high-profile events to really get the name of the Yakima School District out there and represent our community. And one of those events does happen every year around this time, and I have been invited to be a judge for the National Association of Secondary School Principals as for the National Principal of the Year event. This is an event in which I participated numerous years, and as far as I know, up until this point, I have been the only judge from the entire West Coast, actually west of the East Coast, really. So it's pretty heavily on the eastern side of the United States. The other benefit of attending this, aside from having some recognition for our district, which is not enough, I would say, to warrant a trip, it is funded through the National Association of Secondary School Principals, with the exception of food stipend. However, this does also allow me to take part in what it was that helped the three finalists reach the level that they are at. And there are many wonderful ideas and tidbits that we can take in bringing those back to our own district. The other two opportunities are training opportunities. One is that we've been accepted for the P3 Institute, which we have informed the board of previously. So that P3 event is a very intentional way to support our youngest students from preschool or birth through third grade. So there are under 15 teams nationally, I believe 13 or 14 national teams that were accepted for inclusion. So that is an event that I'll be attending with a team. And of course, being the superintendent, I do have to come to you for that authorization. And then the last item is the National Conference on Education, which is the actual superintendent's national conference. So this is a premier event to develop a network for superintendents and to learn the latest great things that are happening out there in districts, to share ideas and to connect with over 3,000 superintendents from across the globe, and also the educational partners that attend as well. So at this time, these three events, which do total just under $7,000, are up for my request of the board. Do you have
Thank
any
you, Dr.
questions?
Green. Any questions from board members? Okay, the board is being asked to approve travel for Superintendent Green to 3 upcoming events for the amount of $6,698.48. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Norm, seconded by Ryan. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Abstentions? Carries 3-0. Thank you. Next, we have approval to extend the contract with leading educators through June 2022. Is that right?
2023.
2023, in the amount of $531,151. Dr. Rodriguez.
Thank you, Board President Rice. We are requesting the Board of Directors grants approval to extend the existing contract with leading educators through the end of this school year. We have had a partnership with this group since spring of 2021, which has been funded through a Gates grant. That grant will sunset at the end of November, but we would like to finish out this school year working with this partnership. It is really focused around professional learning for our teachers. For us, and we have seen a lot of good things come out of this partnership thus far. I do want the board to note that this was placed on the agenda for $523,000. There was an adjustment to travel costs, which is the change in the dollar amount you see here this evening. Happy to answer any questions.
There's a lot of that happening lately, isn't there?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, the board is being asked to grant approval to extend the existing contract with leading educators through the end of the 2022-23 school year to support high-quality professional development and implementation of professional learning communities to meet the needs of all learners in the amount of $531,151. Yeah, we only wish, right? Okay, do I have a motion for approval?
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved by Ryan, seconded by Norm. Is there any discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? It carries 3-0. Thank you. Next, we have approval to renew our current online tutoring program for students from Paper Education Company, Inc., in the amount of $322,192.50. Dr. Rodriguez.
Thank you, Board President Rice. This is another renewal of an existing partnership. We have been working with Paper.co for online virtual tutoring services throughout the pandemic. They provide tutoring in both English and in Spanish, so they have fully bilingual tutors. It's accessible at any time of day, so this is a wonderful resource for our students to get on the spot coaching and support and tutoring. Particularly, we have seen a lot of use in the past for mathematics. The other service they provide is reading a paper and providing revision advice, and they'll go through a paper with students as well. So it really has been a fantastic resource for our kids, and we'd like to continue using that. Again, this dollar amount has changed since what was posted on the board agenda last week because we needed to add sales tax. So the updated amount is $322,192.50. Happy to answer any questions.
I had a couple. I was curious. You may have presented that information before, but I've since forgotten. What grade levels does this service cover? That's my first question. And the second is, do we have some data on the number of students that have accessed the service?
The service is available 5th grade through 12th grade, but we primarily market it for middle school and high school. Have really pushed the use and encouraged students to, for example, get feedback on an essay before submitting it for grading. We do have data on the numbers of students that have used it. I'd be happy to forward that to you.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions? Okay. The board is being asked to grant approval to renew our current online tutoring program for students from Paper Education Company, Inc. in the amount of $322,192.50. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Norm, seconded by Ryan. Is there any further discussion? Okay. Ready for the vote? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? It carries 3-0. Thank you. And our last action is approval to renew the contract with SIPSI, and I'm going to see if I can figure out.
I will tell you what that is. That is the Washington School Information Processing Cooperative. And I know
Otherwise
that-
known as WSIPSI,
WSIPSI. Again, Washington School Information Processing Cooperative.
because WSIPSI is so much easier
That's right.
to remember. Okay, this is for the 2022-23 school year for the annual cost share and infrastructure services cost share in the amount of $340,482. What are you mugging for her?
Get a close up.
It's her last day right
I know,
now.
it's your last meeting.
Put that down, Becky.
I don't think this works. I don't think. Oh, is this working?
It is working.
Okay. Yes, you can ask me now, Board President Rice. Is this my last board meeting?
Is this your last board meeting, Becky?
It is.
Well, we will
Yes.
miss you very much. And I know
And-
that the district will miss you, but my one piece of advice for you is as soon as you retire, lose the watch
Yeah.
and turn off the alarm clock.
Yeah. What's that?
What's-
Yeah. I do have to get up in the morning though.
Well, you can still get up
Yeah.
in the morning. You just don't need to do it to an alarm clock.
You're right. I will do my best. Thank you.
Okay, so what can you tell us about the WSIPSI contract?
So yes, I'm sitting in tonight for Mr. Cooper. I've always wanted to say that, to do this board action. The requested action is that the Board of Directors grants permission for many, many years. The software is used across Washington and the nation. The fiscal impact is estimated at $340,482. The funding source for this is a levy. The background information, the district data center will contract with WSIPSI to provide support, maintenance, and enhancement of WSIPSI services and develop future services. As authorized by RCW 28A through 20.0803 and RCW 28A 310.1803, group purchasing and/or bidding for data processing services or related services may be part of the activities of a cooperative. WSIPSI will also provide hardware hosting for the Yakima School District.
Thank you, Becky.
You're welcome.
The board is being asked to grant permission to renew the contract with WSIPSI for the 2022-23 annual cost share and infrastructure service cost share in the amount of $340,482. The funding source is through the levy. Do I have a motion for approval?
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved by Ryan, seconded by Norm. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? Carries 3-0. Thank you very much. Becky? Becky brought her own cheering section today. Thank you for your years of service and for everything that you've done for the school district, Becky. I told her I wasn't going to make her cry. Okay. We've reached the second opportunity for comments from the public. We have no one here to comment. So we do have a first reading of policy 1400, 1420, 1410. All three of those, Bob? Okay. This is a first reading for those three policies. 1400 is a policy on board meetings, order of business and quorum. 1410 is for executive or closed sessions. And 1420 is proposed agenda and consent agenda. We will have second reading on these probably on the 12th, which is our next meeting, right? And what's driving that?
So WASDA generally tells us or suggests updates to these operating procedures, and they've recommended changes to 1400, 1410, and 1420. For 1400, there's language incorporated into it that talks about emergency meetings and how to conduct meetings when they might have to be virtual. And basically, it's lessons learned during the pandemic on how to conduct a meeting under those circumstances. 1410, also in 1400, we've changed the date and time, or actually just the time for the Monday meetings to be at 4 o'clock instead of 3:30.
And that will be effective September 12th,
Yes,
correct?
yes. At least the policy will be effective then, but I think the September 12th meeting is actually scheduled for 4 o'clock.
I think that's correct.
1410, the changes were made to basically address cybersecurity breaches. So there's a new provision that allows us to go into executive session to talk about a breach of our cybersecurity. And then 1420 is mostly we just added the attachment, which is the reading that the board president provides before each meeting that talks about public comment and how that's to be offered and conducted. So that's the substance of the changes, really.
Some of that was as a result of changes to the Open Public Meetings Act, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. So we will have that before us for second reading at our next meeting. Do you have any questions for Rob at this point? Okay. All right. I think we've reached the end of our published agenda. Do we have a need for executive session?
We do not.
Okay. All right. Well, we will be meeting with City Council in a joint meeting starting at 5 o'clock in this room. So I will adjourn this meeting if there's nothing else for the good of the order. Okay. And we will see you all at 5 o'clock. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here this afternoon and have a good trip home.